Previously, when I went to Australia, I was at the airport waiting to board and got bored, so I chatted with ChatGPT. I had some thoughts about it, which I also shared on Patreon. It was quite interesting. But I was just sharing my own impressions, just typing randomly, saying things in a very fragmented way, like I go to school, or even if you type I go school, it still understands. Even if you make typos, it gets it. It feels great to just type English or Chinese messily. Even with spelling mistakes or in super point form most of the time, it still understands. But we also need to be careful. Through these conversations, everyone knows that what GPT says isn't necessarily completely true, so its understanding might not really come from itself. According to some AI experts, they do have their own language, and it's not mainly because they first learned English. That's not the case. They actually have their own internal meaning. So when communicating, it will translate things back into its own language to process. Many scholars have already confirmed this. But if you've studied the original texts or are a theology student, after talking to it, you might find that when you ask it about exegesis or theology, it seems like there's no point in studying theology or exegesis anymore, because it seems to have all the answers already. So what should we do? That means there's no need to bother anymore, no need to study, just come out and play with the kids, learn some counseling, do some visitations, and pick up a few technical skills, and that's enough. But if you've noticed, if you've done more in-depth research on certain topics, for example, I've talked with Church VD about predestination, biblical inerrancy, and some exegesis, like the Gospel of John. When Jesus asked 3 times, "Do you love me?" That passage, and then asking again, and some of these kinds of expository sermons, you'll notice they're presented in a very systematic way, and some sources are cited, so the exegesis looks quite proper and normal. In fact, I think even many theology students or preachers who haven't really dug deep into these topics might fall for it. They think it's great, usable, and everything is explained clearly. But is it really something we can use? After my conversation with AI, I had some special thoughts about it, but I'll save those for the next segment.